Today I'm going to be doing an experiment with roasting vegetables. I have broccoli and I have butternut squash. I'm going to be seasoning these with some seasoning that I got in Hawaii from Salty Wahine Gourmet Hawaiian Sea Salts. And one of them is called Hot Lava and the other one is their #1 seller Hawaiian Rub. And so I'm going to be seasoning these vegetables to roast with my new seasonings. And I'm also going to make some steak that I bought at Costco that's already pre-sliced into thin strips, and I'm going to cook those on the stovetop. These are already cut up, but I think I'm going to cut them a little bit smaller so they'll cook faster. And these are different sizes, so I'm going to cut the broccoli up into uniform sizes. I'm going to mix them with seasoning in this big bowl and put them in the oven. So let's get started. I'm going to season the butternut squash first and pop that in the oven because I think it's going to take longer to cook this than it is the broccoli. So I'm going to put in some olive oil, some EVOO, as Rachel Ray calls it. I'm going to put in some of my Hawaiian seasoning. This Hot Lava one smells spicy. And this is just the regular Hawaiian Rub. And you can put any seasoning in here, Mrs. Dash or just salt and pepper. My kids like spicy, and then I'm also going to put in some garlic. And I think I'm going to put in a little extra salt. This is just kosher salt. Okay, that's evenly coated, and I'm going to put it in a baking pan that's lined with some parchment paper. I'm just going to scoot these around so that they're evenly distributed in the pan. So hopefully they'll cook evenly. And I preheated my oven to 400 degrees Fahrenheit. So I'm going to pop these in and then I'll cut up the broccoli. Now for the broccoli. I'm done chopping up the broccoli, and now I'll season it. I'm going to put EVOO in there, as usual. And then I'm going to put in both seasonings again. The Hot Lava and the Hawaiian Rub. I'm going to put additional kosher salt in. And some garlic. And I think to this one I'm also going to add some chili powder because we like spicy food here. Okay. When I mix it up, I'm also making sure that the broccoli that's on the bottom does have some oil on it too. It looks a little dry, so I'm going to put a little bit more in. Okay, that's well coated, so I'm gonna put it in the other pan. This might be a little much for one pan, but I already have another pan in the oven, so I'm just gonna make this work. I'll mix it halfway through so it gets cooked evenly. Now we can get started on the beef. I got this big package of sliced beef at Costco, and my son wanted me to keep some out for him. So I took some out and put it back in the fridge already. But I'm gonna cook the rest of this up. I'm gonna put it in this bowl for seasoning. Let me get the pan ready with some EVOO. And I'm also gonna put some in here. I'm also gonna put some garlic. And I'm gonna put some of this hot lava seasoning in too. And some, I'm gonna put a little fish sauce in to make it Asian. This is sesame chili hot oil, maybe just a teaspoon. I'm gonna put in some ginger paste, 2 little blobs, and some soy sauce. I'll put in a good squirt of that. Now I'm gonna make sure it's evenly coated before I cook it. I think I'm also gonna put an onion in here. Because we don't have enough vegetables yet. I'm gonna cut these up into maybe bite-sized pieces. I think this will also help the slices of meat not stick to each other as much. And that will help when it's cooking in the pan. My kids are gonna be leaving for college in a few years, and so I want them to have recipes and instructions that they can follow when they're gone. So I'll have this video up for them and they can see how I roast vegetables and cook meat, because this is one of their favorite foods. So this pan's nice and hot now. And I can put this meat in. I'm switching to overhead view so you can see how this is coming along. Okay, it's getting some good color on it now, so I'm just gonna leave it alone for a bit so that it can get browned on the bottom, and then I'll mix it up. So the meat turned out great. I'm gonna turn the heat off. Lincoln and I just tasted it and it's really good. And I think both of the vegetables in the oven are done. So I'm gonna take these out now. So everything's done and out of the oven. We have the broccoli here and the butternut squash, and it turned out really good. The broccoli is a little bit salty. but it's done just perfectly. Still a little crunchy. And the butternut squash cooked nice and evenly because I chopped it up more than it was when I bought it. And that turned out really good too. It is spicy from the Hawaiian spicy salt, the hot lava seasoning. I also got 2 containers worth of beef from that big container that I got from Costco. And my kids like adding this to ramen. And I'm also making a batch of white rice because this did turn out a little bit salty. So we're gonna eat it with the rice tonight.